Guys, it's Pixie Lamb doing another video basically about the inauguration. I'm sort of picking up that there'll be not just average people at the inauguration. There's going to be some sort of negative factors, some of these paid actors and groups, and people have just been kind of radicalised to be anti-Trump. And to be honest, they should just see it as a job, let the man get on with the job. You can question a person based on his ability while in the job, but you can't have a go at somebody they hasn't even stepped in yet. You know, it's just ridiculous. So I just need to let him get on. I think my advice for Trump would be just focus on his basically all the policies that he's mentioned about that people voted him in the first place are the most important. Outside of that, just keep a certain distance, and everything could just wash over. I mean, I don't know what some of these US citizens are looking for, like type of Kim Kardashian or some type of personality that they can latch on to and then propagate all this sort of basically they're kind of like, you know, pretty much like with Obama, he's a personality, but he serves a system, so he does what they ask him to do, and he does it in a way that he can sort of brush over it. He's not going to be as brash as Trump, you know. He kind of play it down, and then they also say you basically be blunt on a few points, and then inject a bit of humour in there as well. So that's how he works with that. Why I say with Trump, it's got slightly different. He's got some humour there, but he's quite direct, and I think people respect that. I was speaking to somebody else and said, well, how did he get sort of why people voted Trump as well? Is that I think he's honest in that you might not like what he says, but at least he's telling you what he thinks, which is better than somebody just sort of playing it down and leaving you in the dark in that kind of situations. So that could be quite annoying. There's also going to be some other entities at this inauguration. It's basically, I know I'm picking up there's going to be some sort of time travellers there as well. They're going to be some sort of observers. They're likely called the keepers. So they collect information there. They're going to archive certain things, and so basically they exist in the future, and they're monitoring the timelines of the past, because it's almost like they can be at risk of being interfered with or radically altered. It's basically, as long as the outcome is the same for them at their end of the spectrum, and they use sort of a lot of sort of these type quantum-related computers. So they're probably these time travelers are probably about 1,000 years off from now, but they just make sure everything works out. So this is probably a key pinnacle moment if they're turning up. There's also some sort of off-world races and entities will be there. I think there'll be some sort of Palladians would definitely probably be there. Some inner Earth people would be just to witness it. Even they've got this basically it's New Berlin, so you might have some agents from there as well that will be actually be witnessing it and recording it as well, taking this information for their own archives. Some people will be actually like the CCTV and not even realise they've got implants that give neurofeed of what they visually and they basically their sensory perceptions. So if they're there, they can actually just sort of read what's there, and then they don't have to be there. They can actually just use that person as a camera. I always thought that about cats, the way cats behave. They sort of monitor and watch things, and that could be quite possible that they're actually got kind of hackable brainwaves that can be sort of used, because they have basically with the cat's brain, it's always in a sort of alpha state, so it doesn't really switch into all these other different brainwave frequencies that we say a human would do, and it's also possibly why a human mind may have more entity sort of engagement when they're asleep, because their brainwaves are a sort of different frequency it normally would be. That sort of block things out so much and things like that basically. I've got some other concerns. Fed up with the BBC radio, keeps being very anti-Trump. You know, fine, have your opinions, but don't keep on pushing it up people's throat. They're trying to claim there'll be protests in the UK over Trump and so on. We don't have anything to do with the American political system. You know, we're just glad possibly to have as partners and a working relationship. And also we don't want World War III like anybody else would prefer peace between Russia and China and just trade and then work towards a kind of a future we like they say the Star Trek type future where we have futuristic kind of technology. It isn't restricted to a sort of elite group, and then we just get on with it basically. So yeah, these are my concerns. Anyway, this is Pixie signing off, and hopefully we speak soon.